This is Cents Per Mile, featuring Charles Gracie, Paul Gibson, and Josh Haynes. Everyone knows the trucking industry has issues, but most people are afraid to talk about it.
Someone's got to do it.
With loads of recruiting and marketing experience and backed by the largest driver audience in the world, we deliver carriers the driver perspective, find solutions, and help make sense make sense.
Thank you for tuning in to Cents Per Mile. I'm your host, Charles Gracie.
And I'm your co-host, Paul Gibson.
Hey, I'm Josh Haynes. Guys, what are we talking about on today's episode of Cents Per Mile?
Truck Drivers Appreciation Week prep. There's a lot that goes into it, and we're going to kind of break it down.
Yep, we're going to not only break it down, but we are going to tell you how to do it better, or at least not bad.
Professional party planners, Cents Per Mile.
I mean, we do party, which we'll get to actually in a second. But before that, the things that we say at the beginning of every episode. So we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. Plus, we're on YouTube. So if you could go like, subscribe, rate whatever you do on the platform where you listen or watch us, that'd be awesome. It gets us a little bit further out into the internet.
Yeah, and you can also go to centspermilepodcast.com where you can suggest a topic to be a guest or even become a sponsor.
Sponsors? Who's our sponsor this week, Charles?
We have Decker Truck Lines where they're driven to be the best. You should check them out at drivedecker.com or deckertruckline.com.
All right, so earlier, just a few seconds ago, I talked about how we do party. Well, if you ever wanted to find out if that's true or not, you can come party with us at the FreightWaves Future of Freight Festival. We also have a link that you can use to get a pretty steep discount because you know a guy or guys. Yeah, guys. But yeah, so come hang out with us in Chattanooga. It should be a good time. But that being said, it's time for the news. All right, so it's time for 10-2 News, where we go back and look at CDLLife, check out some of the coolest, weirdest, most relevant articles from the past couple weeks. And this one, this seems a little bit off as far as the headline goes, but it's real. So a driver rescued from deep water outside of Anchorage. So there was a driver who was driving and essentially went off the bridge and ended up in some super deep water. They were able to get him out, and he was fine. But the picture on the article is
the newest blue beacon, spot.
I mean, I'm wondering, like, at what point, because I can't tell what kind of truck it is. The trailer looks a little patched up, but like, I'm wondering at what point is it worth it to try and pull that out for other than environmental reasons?
I think that's the only reason. But from a marketing perspective, if I was working for a truck washing facility, I'd be slapping my sign on there with a little post going right next to it, like, "Hey, have you checked out our newest location?"
No, man, I would say a tanker company that hauls water, be like, "There's better ways to haul water. Come work for us." All right, so the next one, speaking of water, that seems to be the theme for this week. The headline is "Even more seafood stolen from parked CMV in Philadelphia." So basically, it looks like there were 6 men wearing all black and masks who broke into a rig and stole 3 pallets of crab meat. And it wasn't imitation crab meat; it was actual crab meat. So people have gone from bank heists to stealing seafood out of the back of trucks because that's just where the economy is.
This says even more. I mean, this means it's not the first time this has happened. What, are we going to need armed security escorting truckloads of seafood out of their facilities?
Dude, I mean, crab is not cheap.
Nothing's cheap in 2024.
Right, but crab's like extra not cheap. Like, have you ever been to a buffet on crab leg night? It's like double the price. It's absolutely a thing.
Something about seafood at a buffet, just not my cup of tea, my guy.
That's fine. I mean, I live in Missouri and I still eat it. It's kind of weird thinking like, oh, I eat seafood. There's no sea near me.
Well, that explains everything coming out of Missouri. Nothing's fresh if they say seafood there. I think it's time to go behind the wheel.
I think it's time to go behind the wheel. All right, so the next one, speaking of water, that seems to be the theme for this week. The headline is "Even more seafood stolen from parked CMV in Philadelphia." So basically, it looks like there were 6 men wearing all black and masks who broke into a rig and stole 3 pallets of crab meat. And it wasn't imitation crab meat; it was actual crab meat. So people have gone from bank heists to stealing seafood out of the back of trucks because that's just where the economy is. All right, so it's time to go behind the wheel. Being powered by CDLLife, who has the world's largest driver audience, we have access to them and we can ask them questions to get data from real drivers with real opinions about real issues. This week, we're talking about Truck Driver Appreciation Week prep, so you can do it right and not fall into some of the pitfalls that a lot of companies do. So we decided this week that we would show you some of the best Truck Driver Appreciation Week memes that we could find.
These are pretty epic. I mean, you got the standard Truck Driver Appreciation Week be like, and it shows all the office personnel and then the driver out there, doing what they do and how they get paid driving.
Yep, actually working on the truck. It's pretty fun. So the next one, oh my gosh, this is great. So if you're listening to the podcast, basically there is an old comic strip. It's kind of a semi-common meme. There's a bunch of officers beating up a guy, and it's like, let me see your logbook. You got a clearance light out. And then at the bottom it just says Truck Driver Appreciation Week.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. I need to go back and look if they ever had like a blitz that was strategically placed during Truck Drivers Appreciation Week.
It would make too much sense.
Like, here's your lunch, here's your ticket, move along.
It is pretty funny that like the DOT is really only active with drivers on blitz weeks, whereas on Truck Driver Appreciation Week, it's like, here's a tweet.
But there was some cool stuff that I saw. I was scrolling through some news, always doing that nowadays. And one of the things I saw is some of the scale houses are handing out hot lunches. So it's like, come in, get weighed, possibly get a violation. But hey, we're going to give you a hot lunch. So it's all good.
All right. Well, and then there is the absolute classic OG Truck Driver Appreciation Week meme from Twisted Truckers. Driver Appreciation Week, when the truckers are out driving and the office staff are eating all the barbecue.
It's funny, but not funny because it's so true.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially what it is. And then we also have a great tweet from Grumpy Old Trucker that FreightWaves actually shared in an article. It just says, "This is what Truck Driver Appreciation Week looks like," and it's a bunch of people serving food, and it just says, "Eat up, ain't no drivers coming."
And again, it's just one of those things. You've seen it time and time again. Everyone goes on their social media on Truck Drivers Appreciation Week. They put up these posts and they capture the one moment, just like everyone on social media that's glorified. You might have had an orientation class let out and it's like, hey, grab some lunch. Someone's in the background snapping pictures, and then it goes up on social media.
Yep. Well, and we'll definitely get into all of that in a minute. But before we do, it's time to actually go behind the desk with Tenstreet.
Thanks so much for having me. I love Driver Appreciation Week, and here at Tenstreet, we also love drivers and we want them to feel celebrated and supported. So here's a quick list of some of the things that we're doing to celebrate drivers for National Truck Driver Appreciation Week. Okay, the first thing is we've assembled a task force, and this task force has been reviewing all incoming requests for sponsorships and swag, and I have been making the phone calls and having meetings with clients, letting them know that they've been selected to receive a contribution from Tenstreet. Now, this year's contribution is really special because we're using the rewards platform, and the smiles that I have seen and some of the wonderful ways that carriers intend to use the rewards points that we have offered is really, really cool. So get your requests in for 2025. The 2024 selection is over, but it's been really exciting to contribute to that project. We have an ongoing Tenstreet sponsored sweepstakes as well that goes on through the Driver Pulse app. We've partnered with the ATA for National Truck Driver Appreciation Week. During that week, though, we want carriers and drivers to follow Tenstreet on social media because we're going to be doing giveaways every single day that week. And also myself and Becca Matthews on our team, we're going to be on site with the carrier that week, helping them celebrate in person. So we have a whole lot going on. That's just a really short list of some of the things that we're doing to celebrate drivers for National Truck Driver Appreciation Week 2024. All right, back to you guys.
We're excited to announce CDL Connect sessions powered by CDLLife. 8 exciting webinars packed with intel and new ways to revolutionize the way you connect with drivers. Join us on Thursday, September 12th for our first session. Master Driver Recruitment, a comprehensive maturity model, with the CEO of CDLLife, Kevin Hall. Learn how to evaluate the maturity of your recruiting process and how to set it up for continual improvement. Click the link in the description to register and browse future sessions. All right, so it's time to make sense, and talk about our main topic, which is prepping for Driver Appreciation Week. That is a thing that you can do very wrong. And there's so many ways to just do it very wrong. So hey Charles, how do you do it right?
Well, what you don't do is wait till your orientation class comes out and then snap the one picture of actual drivers being at your barbecue and then use that all over social media, because they all know you have drivers that work for you that know who works there. And when they see new faces, they know what happened. What you can do is actually take the time, rather than just a bulk Qualcomm message saying Happy Drivers Appreciation Week, we love you. Yeah, people should be physically calling. And whatever you do should directly impact the driver, not just your social media standing. Find ways to thank your drivers personally. Make it very personable. It's a personable week. It should be all year, but somehow we found a way to encompass it in a week.
Yeah. And I mean, another thing, so with what I do for a living, spent a lot of time at a lot of trucking companies, making videos, capturing events.
Wait, I thought you just podcast for a living.
Yeah. Got a day job. So I've been anyway, so I've been to a lot of trucking companies because a lot of people would hire me to come out during Driver Appreciation Week because they want to flex. So I've been to some that were really, really well done. They would bring their drivers in, try to route in as many people as possible. And then I've been to some where I really didn't do much all day because there were maybe 2 drivers that actually came through, and I would have to spend like 30 minutes following that person around, taking video and getting pictures of them while people thanked them, which everybody would make sure to come out and thank them, which is a great experience for those 2 drivers. But it might not have been completely indicative of what actually happened. But like I said, I've been to some that were great, and the things that they did was actually try to bring people in, or made it known to their drivers that they were going to do something for them. Like, for instance, if they knew that you were in a division that wasn't going to make it to a terminal or something like that, like some of them would send out gift cards. And I mean, I think just acknowledgement, that's half of it is it's a thankless job. And there's not a lot of people who actually go out of their way to thank truck drivers. And I think it's kind of an easy thing to forget when you're isolated out there on the road.
It's absolutely easy, and it's not always possible to bring everyone in. That's why you have to think outside of the box on how you can directly impact that individual or individuals within your company to personally thank them. Whether it's I've seen people handwrite cards that not only have a gift card for the driver, but also a thank you for their family, because it's their families that are making the sacrifice as well. They need the appreciation. They're doing without their loved ones at home on a daily basis so we can get our goods on the shelves. So, I mean, we're going to dive into a couple different guests and their perspectives on this. And then we have an extra treat at the end of the show.
Well, and I also think real quick, right before we go to the guests, I think as much as I hate to give you credit, Charles, and it's not necessarily apples and oranges. Most of your employees at Hot Seat Services are remote, and you actually do a great job of acknowledging those people. I hate to give you credit for anything, but everybody that I've talked to that works for you loves it. Whatever. Anyway, yes.
Right now, we're going to get into our next guest. We got Nick LaFalce from RaceTrac joining us. Nick, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks guys for having me on. Really an honor. I work for RaceTrac. For those of you that don't know, RaceTrac is a regional convenience store player here in the Southeast. We also have sites expanding out into Texas and the Midwest. But my role at RaceTrac is to help market to the professional truck driver. So, we have some really exciting stuff going on at our travel center sites this year. For those of you that don't know, if RaceTrac has a travel center network, almost 80 sites that offer professional driver amenities like dedicated truck lanes, parking, cat scales, and they're in a mix of some other stores between our Raceway brand as well that have smaller sets of truck lanes attached to a convenience store. So we may not be your overnight stop, but we're one of your stops along the way, and we really try to be a fit for the professional truck driver. Historically, we talk a lot about Truck Driver Appreciation Week. At RaceTrac, we like to take it to the next level, call it Truck Driver Appreciation Month. So throughout this entire month, we have a lot of exciting offers going on. Really just trying to hammer in the appreciation here for y'all. I think being a trucker is hard, and we just want to say thank you. We're not trying to sell you on anything. Really, all you have to do this year is just sign up for RaceTrac Rewards and select professional driver in your profile. And that's going to get you a slew of items throughout the month. We're doing rotating hot food offers throughout the month. So one week you'll get pizza. Currently this week you get hot dogs. We'll also be giving away free coffee and Celsius. And then you also get 2 times rewards points. So I think it's a pretty sweet deal. Just really excited to see us continue to show the appreciation and show that we're a fit. Really would love for anyone to come out and just really try us out and see if RaceTrac's the place for you.
So I think that's pretty interesting that you guys are taking the approach of actually reaching the drivers and giving them something tangible that they can get, and as a token of your appreciation for their sacrifices and the job they're doing. And it's something that our listeners should actually hear out, because if I'm a driver and I'm out on the road, I haven't seen my family in a week or a couple weeks, and I'm on social media because I'm following my company, and I'm seeing all these posts of all these people enjoying food and good times and music in some cases. And I'm in the truck by myself, and all I got is a Qualcomm message saying, "Hey, happy Driver Appreciation Week." I'm probably not feeling too warm and fuzzy at this point.
We really just want to try to make it simple and easy. When you're going inside the store, just you can either scan your barcode or enter your phone number. All the offers are free. So I think it's really just a time for us to show appreciation, and also for RaceTrac to show us that we're a fit. I think this program we've had for professional drivers is only about 6 years old. So we're really just trying to learn with the driver base. This is an opportunity for us to show appreciation and also learn, what drivers like, and, how we can build our program out for the future. So really exciting stuff going on with our team.
And so for the drivers that are listening out there, you can go to this place. They got different things being offered throughout the time period. So you can go feel the appreciation, get some food in your belly, maybe some Celsius or coffee, depending on what you like, or both, and then turn around and remember you're getting double the reward points. And that's one of the important things. I remember I would choose my stops based on the reward systems in place, because it might be a shower, it might be something free to eat. Those things matter.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest part of this year's campaign is really just trying to drive some signups to get people to, engage with our program so that we can find out what they like and build it out. If we don't have people to engage with our program, it's hard for us to tell what exactly will be the best fit. And so I think this is a time for us to learn together. And, to the drivers out there that are interested in engaging with our program, tell us what you like, let us know. I think it's something we're building towards the future, and we really just want to get that out there for you with our rewards program.
Well, hey, Nick, I appreciate you coming on the show. But before you leave, can you tell everyone where they can find you guys, or where they can download the app to find your locations?
Yeah, so we're on the App Store or the Google Play Store. You can look up RaceTrac Rewards. You can also go to rttruckdrivers.com. That'll be our landing page for our promotion. Also shows the site of our map of our network, just where you can find all of our locations and fill up with us.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, and make sure to send us in some pictures and videos of all the drivers you guys got coming through.
Will do. Thank you all.
Hot Seat Services has Rent-A-Recruiter.
Wait!
Hey, Michael, have you heard that Hot Seat Services Rent-A-Recruiter service will place their staff in your organization similar to a temporary hire model?
No way. What else does it do?
Follow me. I have to tell everyone. They take leads in existing databases to put new hires into your business's trucks.
Well, shiver me timbers! What else?
Come on! Their model is more cost efficient because their recruiters are trained and can get your pipeline flowing easier and faster.
No way. Anything else?
No matter how many hires they make, it's a set cost per week, so the more they get, the better their client's cost per hire gets.
Holy sh**.
For more information and to find out for yourself, go to hotseatservices.com.
All right, so it doesn't seem relevant, but it's extremely relevant. Musicians, like me. I don't know. I made the theme song. It's good stuff. But we've got one on the show today who is a driver. Hey, Charles, who we got?
We got my good friend, Tony Justice. Welcome to Cents Per Mile, Tony.
Hey, it's great to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
I'm just always impressed when I get the opportunity to follow all the stuff you're doing, because we've had similar paths and then different paths at where we sit now. And, to sit there and talk to a fellow driver who's done the job, understands the struggles, and then someone that's gone out there and presented it in the form of music. And we've had this conversation. I failed recorder class, so there's no music coming from me. I mean, tell us a little bit about how this happened.
You know, I think it was just meant to be. You know, God has a path chosen for all of us. I've been around music and trucking my entire life. I have a lot of people in interviews ask me, you know, which come first, trucking or music? And I don't remember a time in my life when both were not a part of that. I grew up with, my dad had 3 trucks back in Eastern Kentucky. He hauled coal. My mom was an amazing gospel singer. So we'd spend our weekends, servicing and washing Dad's trucks. Me and my brothers, that was our chores. And then, on Sundays, I was playing bass guitar with my mom and her gospel group. So they've both been a part of my life for a very long time. And it was just out here writing songs about what I do. And it turns out a lot of people can relate to that.
So talking about relating, our whole episode is about Truck Drivers Appreciation Week, and you've done the job. I've done the job. What's some of the things that you've seen that have worked and some of the things that have completely belly flopped?
So I can tell you ones that's worked really well, and I'm actually at a truck driver appreciation event right now at Atlanta Motor Speedway with the Bennett family of companies, and they go above and beyond here for the drivers. They're having kind of like an in-house or in-company truck show. They got about 40 of their trucks out here, show and shine. They got live music tonight, free dinner. They go out live for the drivers who can't make it, so they can participate from their phones if they're out on the road. And so this is an awesome event. But I've been that guy, that too. They're having dinner out in the shop. They turn the first bay into a buffet, and if you just happen to be coming through there that day, then you can enjoy some food. But if not, you're just kind of out there and you really don't hear nothing about it, or get to enjoy some of those things. So, it's tough, especially if you're running a company with a lot of trucks to be there for everybody. But like you guys said, taking the time, calling the drivers, that would be cool. That would mean a lot, just to feel like you're appreciated means a lot in this business. And the folks here at Bennett, man, I'm telling you, I've never seen anybody go as far out of their way to do that.
Well, that sounds like a pretty epic party that they're throwing for their drivers. And it's nice to see that they've made it accessible for the people that can't, because in reality, you can't shut down your fleet to celebrate Driver Appreciation Week. Otherwise, drivers aren't making money, because if they're not rolling, they're not getting paid. That's a whole nother conversation. But, I think it's cool that people have gone outside of the box to make sure that it's a fun event. We're celebrating our drivers. We're showing that appreciation. And you being somebody that's been behind the wheel and sat behind that windshield for hours at a time, I mean, that's got to make you feel good that you're getting to give back at this event.
Yeah, absolutely. I know what it takes to do what these guys and gals do day in and day out. I've been in those trenches, for 24 years. So, to just have someone take the time to show you their appreciation means the world. I know it always did to me. I always greatly appreciated. It's just always that little ego boost that, kind of helps us, keep our chest out there a little bit and take pride in what we do and keep doing it day in and day out.
And Bennett family of companies, they know how to throw a shindig. I've seen their stuff. They can throw down.
I will say, I purposely didn't out anybody in either direction earlier. When I was talking about video coverage, I have covered Bennett events, and they are next level. Still mad at Bill Trotter because he won't let me drive the race car.
There's decisions being made there, and I think they're all the right ones, Paul.
Yeah, but their events are pretty next level.
Yeah, I mean, so with you doing what you do now, and you're over there with Bennett, showing drivers the appreciation, you've done the job, you're playing your music. How has your experience in the truck impacted the music that you put out?
That's what it's about. So in every way, it's impacted the music. You talked earlier or yesterday or whenever on Sirius XM, and it's writing songs about what I do. And turns out 3 million some odd people do the same job that I did. And this industry, there's no other industry that I know of that's had as many songs written about as the trucking industry, and that's just because of its relatability to daily life for anybody, whether they drive trucks or not. The struggles, the ups, the downs, the mountaintops, the valleys low, and it's just so relatable. There's a lot of people that listen by my music who don't drive trucks, so that's the cool part. But just out there writing songs about what I do, and it turns out there's a lot of people that do that. So when they hear the music, they just, they just seem to just grab a hold of it, and they're the best fans in the world. I don't think there's any more loyal fans than the trucker base out there, and it's just, you know, they want to see me do good because I'm one of them, you know, and they support me and they do everything they can to help. So it's just, you know, it's a great situation. I'm very blessed to be getting to do it.
Well, you know, and we're blessed because you talked about hearing the music, and we're about to hit some of your music. Your newest song, We Drive Trucks. We're going to put that on and then let all of our viewers hear it out.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. It's a great song. Bennett helped sponsor this video. We just put it out a couple weeks ago. And you know, when I'm doing live shows, I always dedicate this one to all the truck drivers in the crowd because it's what we do. We drive trucks.
All right. Well, let's hit the music.
Walker, I'm finally finished. Let's head off to the truck show.
What I do between the two of us. There ain't a town we ain't been through, riding 18 wheels, polished chrome and steel, trying to keep this country rolling, out here doing that deal. So if you ask me what it is that I do, well, I'll tell you. I drive trucks on the highways where I'm bound, trucking it up from coast to coast and from town to town. It's in my blood. That white line fever feeds my soul. No matter which way I'm heading, I'm always headed home. I'll be there soon with God and a little love. I drive trucks. I had a bad break, 285's wet dynamite. Through the tears I could still see the flames and the flashing lights. Almost give it up, put away my driving keys, but from somewhere up above I heard a voice say to me, son, you drive trucks on the highways where you're found, trucking it up from coast to coast and from town to town. It's in your blood. That white line fever feeds your soul. No matter which way you're heading, you're always headed home. You'll be there soon with me and a little love. Son, we drive trucks like the Pony Express in the wild, wild west. We ride all night long through every storm, trying to do our best. We drive trucks on the highways where we're found, trucking it up coast to coast and from town to town. It's in our blood. That white line fever feeds our souls. No matter which way we're heading, we're always headed home. We'll be there soon with God and a little love. We drive trucks. That's what we do. That's what we do.
All right. Well, that music was awesome, Tony. And where can people find you other than in that amazing bus that you're in right now?
So we're on all the socials, YouTube, The Tony Justice, TikTok, The Tony Justice, Instagram, The Tony Justice. On Facebook, it's Tony Justice Music, band, musician. And then my website's TonyJusticeMusic.com. And we're going to have some really cool savings there for Drivers Appreciation Week. So stay tuned for that. And, just thanks to everybody for what they do, for keeping America rolling. I'm one of the proudest things I've ever done in my life is sharing these roads with all these drivers out here, and I get to be doing a little more trucking over the winter, so maybe we'll see you guys out on the big road.
Nice. Well, thank you for coming on Cents Per Mile. And before we go, Paul, I think you might not be able to drive the race car from Bennett, but maybe you can get Tony to let you drive the tour bus.
I'm here for it.
I think we can make that happen.
All right. Well, hey, guys, this has been an awesome show. Have an awesome Drivers Appreciation Week. We love the drivers. We love everything you do and appreciate you. I'm Charles Gracie, and we're out.
And I'm your co-host, Paul Gibson. See you next time.
Speed safely.